Hello, Rhonda. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Beautiful. And thank you so very much for being here. I truly appreciate it. And Rhonda, oftentimes I love to thank my guests for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, I want to say thank you so very much, Rhonda, for investing in yourself. You are on this platform right now because you did invested in yourself. And oftentimes, Rhonda, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. Some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, Rhonda, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I use the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it, and I went my way. But Rhonda, just recently I was on that same road, and this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance, and immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes now. I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely moment that day. I was so excited. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Rhonda that you are today, that alone has made it really impossible for me to say nope to you. And getting to read a little bit about you, your philosophies, your insight, how you are offering your solutions, and the impact your work is having, these stuffs are beautiful. So I've got to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself, and thank you so very much for being here as well. Thank you.
Thank you. That was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely
Thank you.
beautiful. Obviously, you are a very insightful human. That was very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you too, Rhonda. So let's get started. I'm quite excited to have you on the show today for, let's see, two reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information, and not just knowledge now, but the application of it. And Rhonda, ever since I realized that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very, very important to me and even to the listeners. The second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Rhonda on the show is for the sake of the audience. Rhonda, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got lots of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, Rhonda, that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Rhonda got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Rhonda, over to you.
Sure. You have such a wonderful energy. So I started
Thank
my
you.
career. I started my career as a therapist. I graduated pretty young, and I started that pretty young, maybe even too young. And I was working with foster kiddos, a lot of trauma situations, and I learned so much about myself because I felt I was kind of growing up with some of these kiddos. And then I switched to medicine, and one of the reasons that I switched to medicine or added medicine to my therapy career was because I was treating so many kiddos who I often tell the story. I had a little girl whose face I will never forget, who I had to hold up her face in order for her to have therapy with me. And it made me so physically uncomfortable and I watched it happen over and over again, So I knew I kind of wanted to do something different. So that's when I switched and put my focus into becoming a family nurse practitioner and a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and then got my doctorate from there. I opened up my company in 2015 in order to really combine both, so that the providers that people were seeing, there was a real continuity of care and really wrapping around them with as much love as we possibly could. I saw that practices were going a little stale. The job can create a lot of burnout. And I just kind of wanted to bring new life into our patients' lives. So that's how I got here.
Amazing. I love that. I love that. You wanted to bring new life into your patient's life. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. So the first question, you say, I believe a whole lot of people out there are struggling mentally. So let's say someone listening now asks this question saying, how can I take charge of my mental health? What would your response be?
I think it's really, really hard, and there isn't an easy answer. And I think that family members, it's important for them to know this too, that when somebody's struggling, family and friends say, like, just go get help. But you don't understand when you are struggling how hard that actually is, how hard it is to pick up the phone to even order a pizza. Not that we have to do that anymore, but how hard it is to actually take even just that first step, because depression and anxiety really hurts our executive functioning skills too. So hurdle help, leaning on somebody, sending a text that says, can you help me make this first phone call? One of the beautiful things that at least I've seen many practices do is that there's a lot of contact us forms actually on these websites. And the reason that we have it, as well as have text capabilities, is because of how difficult it can be to make that first phone call. But do it. Lean into it. Lean into your wellness. I have worked with many patients who are on a very, very dark road, who are now living such a happy life, and there was no way they could see it then.
Beautiful, beautiful. And that's very practical, and I got that. So what about this one? How can I become strong emotionally? Got it?
I didn't hear that last part.
Okay. So let's say someone asks, okay, Rhonda, I listen to you on the Witnesses podcast and I've got this question. How can I become strong emotionally? You've got any insight?
You probably already are.
Mm,
It's just sitting with where you're really, really at. As human beings, we have to mask ourselves consistently. Learning to take the mask off, sitting with your emotions so that you're actually feeling them and not running from them. Grief, for example, we run from grief. Grief can be the loss of somebody. It can be a transition from one thing to another. Allowing ourselves to feel it, to slow down. The amount of time that we take to run away from our emotions is far longer than it would be to just learn to sit with them and know that it's okay to
know that it is okay to have them. Got it. So what is neurodiversity? Can you talk to us about that?
Sure. So neurodiversity is often, the spectrum of autism, ADHD, executive functioning disorders, sensory processing. When we think of neurodiversity, it's really a brain style. In my professional opinion, it's a brain style, just a way that different brains work.
It's a brain style. Wow. I haven't heard that kind of answer before, but that's a great perspective. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so let's get personal a bit. You see, I believe challenges are very inevitable. You see, we all face challenges. So your journey so far, what are the challenges you faced when you were starting your company, and how did you overcome them?
I think in starting and working with so many different people and doing it on your own is really making sure that I'm staying absolutely true to what I believe in. There's a lot of different challenges and I could go on and on about insurance companies and all of the actual specific things that you have to do, which may go against what you feel is right. And it's a consistent challenge to make sure that I'm showing up every day for my patients in the way that I want, in the way that I want to, in the way that I believe that I should, because healthcare is changing every day, and it's also needing to sit with that the business side of things. But I also have to show up for myself, and in doing that is the only way that I'm going to be able to show up appropriately and strong, and as somebody that my patients can really lean on and trust that they're leaning on if I'm making sure that I'm okay.
That's so true. Now I see why you're so good at what you do. Because you see, not many people are so concerned about all of this patient trust in me because of this and this. So I like that about you. That's a great one. So we still have some questions here on there. Okay.
Sure.
So how do you treat the whole person and not just the symptoms? Got it?
Well, we are whole people. So if I'm just treating your symptoms when you're coming in, whether it's through therapy or medication or something like that, I'm not looking at anything other than what's negative, right? That symptom management is eliminating this negative thing that's making you uncomfortable. But I want to know what it is in your real life that's making you uncomfortable. I mean, there might be labs. There might be something actually internally, physically wrong. So I need to make sure that I'm looking at that. I need to make sure I know that you're moving your body, you're meeting your goals, your relationships are solid, that you are leaning in, like I say often, like really like leaning into yourself. If I'm only treating, you come in, you let me know that you're anxious, I give you a med and you're out the door, that's not helping.
That's amazing. You see, I believe there are still good people out there, and I just met one of them. It's amazing because in that sector, not many people think this way. You know, they just want to treat the symptoms so they keep making money and not cure the illness totally. So, with the way you're speaking now about understanding a person's life and ensuring he's doing fine in this aspect, in this area, that's amazing. And keep up the good work. It's fantastic. I love it. So, okay. There was this one about mental health that I'm quite curious about. Okay. So it says, um, are there any natural ways to feel better mentally?
Oh, there are so many natural ways to feel better mentally. We definitely, everybody says diet and exercise, right? But that is actually a fact. But you need to be able to do it. And you need to be able to actually have enough of processing in your brain to be able to do those things. So moving your body is absolutely huge. I actually did my doctorate on moving your body and depression. And I found that with this short workout that people did, like very short, their depression scores actually got a lot better. So there's a ton of science behind it. But same thing with how to get help. If you've never experienced depression, you actually don't know how hard it is to just eat better or work out or any of those things. It can be so hard. So having that hurdle help is super helpful. There are supplements as well that are helpful. Pushing yourself to spend time with somebody who actually activates your energy is huge. But also looking at your social network, because a lot of times we don't realize that even can have toxic relationships with really great people, and our brains don't compute that. So looking at the people that are around you and make sure that they're reflecting you, your morals, your values, because all of that really does matter. There's a natural high, a natural kick that you get from being around good people.
That's
I
so
took the
true.
long
You're
road
very
with that
correct.
answer, but it's true.
That's so true. I tell you, there are some folks that just being around them, there's this peace that comes with it. I got that. So talk to us about your company as we round up. How is your approach like? You've talked to us though, but I just wanted to talk more on it. How is your approach like?
I would say our approach is a ton of love. Our patients know that we love them. I'm a weirdo, and I tell my patients I love them, and I mean it. They mean the world to me. when they come in the door, they are really a part of our family. We do things in the community together. Like we are going to the movies in a week to see the new, I think it's called Elio. I'm not sure. We saw Inside Out. We saw Inside
Really?
Out 2 last year. I don't want people to ever feel like we're the doctors and they're the patients. We're in this together. And I stress that.
Boy, you just keep surprising me. It's amazing what you're doing. Thank you. Wow. That's a beautiful one. So to bring this to an end, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those folks who like to reach out to you, learn more about you, or even ask questions, or want to learn more about your company, how can that be possible?
Sure. So the website's www.harmonypsychiatric.com, and my email is on there as well. I welcome emails, welcome calls. I would say that one of the things that's been really difficult is that people are giving up on themselves more than they have previously. There's a beauty that's come post-COVID where there's a lot more people reaching out for help too. But also there are people that are giving up on themselves. And I would just beg you not to, because I promise you find a practice, a people, a tribe that are your people, your life will feel like it is absolutely worth living. And you won't even be able to imagine that you ever felt like that. I've watched it hundreds and hundreds of times. And so just lean into yourself. You are worth it.
You are worth it. Got it. So that's going to be the end of the show, Rhonda. Thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing these beautiful stuffs with us. You see, you just proved me right. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you.